Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Hey folks, today we're actually out here framing up a little chicken house for our chickens that we got. And I thought this would be a good opportunity just to show you guys how to lay off a wall, okay? So if you ever find yourself building some type of structure and you want to lay it off 16 on center to where your plywood and stuff will land every 48 inches, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you how to do it, so stay tuned and we'll get it done. Okay, what we have here, guys, is two boards here. We have that we've cut 62 inches long because this is how long our wall is. So one will be the top plate, one will be the bottom plate. And if you look right here, we have 5 studs cut right here. It's just a simple wall, okay? And all you need to do to lay off a wall is a tape measure and a pencil and a square. It can be a little speed square like this or a framing square, okay? So I'm going to show you how we do this. We're going to pull the tape measure. We're going to flush up the top plate and the shoe plate. And then we're just going to pull our tape measure as long as we need to till the end of the wall. The wall could be 5 foot like this one, or it could be 40 foot long. It doesn't matter. And now I'm going to show you how we lay this off. Okay. Guys, if you've ever looked at a tape measure and you wondered why the 16 was red, okay, like that, and move back just a little bit, and the 32 is red, and the 48 is red, and so on down your tape measure every 16 inches, it's for the reason for a carpenter to be able to lay off walls, okay? And you can lay them off either in 16 on center or 24 inches on center. Because mainly the types of plywood or any type of boarding usually is in 4-foot sections. So you have to, anytime you have a seam, you've got to be able to have a seam to where you can nail 2 pieces of plywood together, okay? Hopefully that sounds, don't sound too confusing. Let's get back to laying off the wall. Okay, so with the tape measure stretched across there, I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm not gonna mark the 16 mark. I'm actually going to count back 3/4 of an inch, and I'll show you why in a little bit. And that would be at 15 1/4. And then I'll just take my pencil and make me an X right there, okay? And let's move right down. And at 32, not going to mark it there. I'm going to go to 31 1/4. That's 3/4 of an inch back, and put me a mark. Same thing at 48. Let's go back to 47 1/4, and we'll put an X here, okay? Now let me go and move the tape measure out of the way. I'm gonna go and square this up. We'll take our little speed square, make sure we're flush here on the end. We're gonna put it on our mark here, make us a mark, and put an X on both boards, okay? Remember, one's a top plate, one's a shoe plate. Same thing here, put an X there. Same thing here. Square our mark and put an X, okay? Now let's separate these things out and I'll show you why we did that. Okay, I'm gonna show you how we would put this wall together. Let me just get it laid out here. So we would separate our shoe plate. We'll move it down approximately 4 feet. These are only a 4-foot wall versus typically you'd be building something where you'd have 8-foot studs, okay? So we'll use this stud here. This will be the end of our wall, so it will actually be flushed up here at the end. Let's see if we can put all this on here without it falling off in the floor. And bring the camera right on over here, a little bit closer. I want them to see that this stud here, we would line it up right here on this side of the line. And the reason the X is there is because we want the stud on that side, okay? And same thing down here. I don't know if you can see it, but our X is on that side of the line. And this is how we would lay this wall off and actually nail it together or screw it together, depending on how you're doing it, okay? And let me walk past you, just stay where you're at, keep filming the thing. And I'll put these other studs here in place. Okay, and then our end stud as well for our wall would go right here at the very end. This is just a simple, basic wall. And this is all I wanted to show you today. And the reason that we lay it off like we did, I want to use this tape measure to show you something. If we were going to cover this with plywood, okay? Plywood comes in 4x8 sheets, or if it was T111, it comes in 4x8 sheets. And we would want to always break it on a stud, because this would be 4 feet here. We would not, 4 foot piece would go here, and then we'd have to cut a little piece to go here. Or if it was a 40-foot wall, we'd just keep on going and going and going. So I want to show you something. Right here, if I hook my tape measure, you'll notice center of this stud is 4 foot, okay? So our 4 foot sheet of plywood will go on this side, and then whatever we have on this side. If this wall was longer, we would put another sheet, and it would end up splitting another stud. And that's the reason that we counted back 3/4 of an inch, okay? When we laid everything off. That's gonna keep it going right for you no matter what end you start on, okay? So anyway, guys, that's a simple little explanation for how to lay off a wall, okay? I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. Check out the description down below. We'll put a couple links to a good tape measure and maybe a speed square that you can pick up off of Amazon. There'll also be some links to some of our other channels as well that we're trying to build up. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care.